It's October 19th, 2021, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxell. All news was dwarfed this past week by the biggest news story of the year. At age 90, William Shatner became the oldest human being on planet Earth to travel to space. Upon arriving safely back on terra firma, a visibly moved Shatner said to Jeff Bezos, "What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I am so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary." Bezos responded by spraying champagne out of a bottle like a frat guy whose college just made it to the Tostitos Bowl. In other, less important space news, a NASA spacecraft named Lucy is now on a 12-year mission to explore several asteroids. It will also try to pull the football away from Charlie Brown. Up to half of Chicago's police will be forced to go on unpaid leave for not taking the COVID vaccine. But don't worry, there won't be an uptick in violence because the vaccine is also being mandated by the Crips and the Bloods. Former Secretary of State Colin Powell, seen here unable to handle the truth, has died from complications related to COVID at the age of 84. His family was quick to mention that he was fully vaccinated against the virus, which is known to have weapons of mass destruction. Bill Clinton arrived back at his home in New York Sunday to continue recovering from a blood infection, most likely venereal in nature, which caused him to be hospitalized for 6 days in Southern California. Here's a little known fact. Bill Clinton used to be President of the United States. Who knew, huh? On Columbus Day, Vice President Kamala Harris denounced European explorers for ushering in a wave of devastation for Native Americans in North America. And, as a sign of solidarity, she'll be moving back to Europe. The FDA is asking restaurants to cut salt usage in an effort to save human lives. Taco Bell is already adjusting their menu and replacing salt with nicotine. Here's an update on the impending IATSE strike. They didn't. And with all the stories coming out about how film and TV crews are being run into the ground, Sketchworks Comedy has decided to give our hard-working team more benefits. In fact, just this week, I paid to send Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Tim Millard on a 5-star hotel experience.
Oh, come on, Brian. C-SPAN? Come on, Brian. A hairdryer? Come on, Brian.
Thank you, Tim. Wait until he finds out the Sketchworks credit card got declined. To study the risk of heart inflammation, the FDA is pausing the distribution of the Moderna vaccine for teenagers and young adults. Moderna would like to take this time to remind all of those who have already taken their vaccine, sorry, no refunds. Conservative radio talk show host Dan Bongino is threatening to leave Cumulus Media if it enforces its COVID-19 vaccine mandate on him, which means he'll just have to stand on a street corner and yell conspiracy theories to passing drivers like the rest of us. A German inventor won the James Dyson Award this past week for creating a device which zaps sperm with ultrasound waves, rendering them lifeless. Leave it to a German to figure out how to kill you before you've even been born. Meanwhile, in England, they don't need a sperm zapping machine because a rare sexually transmitted infection which rots genitals is on the rise. British scientists have already isolated the cause of the sexual infection. In a related story, a new study shows that men with high testosterone are more likely to have more than one sexual partner at a time, and men with low testosterone are more likely to complain about that on Reddit. Democrat City Councilman Trayon White, who is currently running for mayor of D.C., is in hot water for claiming that Jews control the weather. rabbis everywhere are speaking out, saying it's a blatant lie. We control the climate. Big difference. Halloween is 13 days away. Ooh, 13 days away from yesterday, actually. Sorry about that. And if you're looking for ways to save on costume expenses, Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent and victim of poverty Allie O'Neill has you covered.
Brian, I am not at all prepared to do this week because I thought I'd be on strike. But, crisis averted. My favorite way to save money during any holiday is to simply not participate. But if that's not an option for you because you care what your neighbors think about you, try this for your Halloween costume. Simply leave your bowl of goodies on your front porch and stay inside all night. Join us next week where I'll tell you what you can put in the bowl for the little freeloaders. For Sketchworks NewsBrake, I'm Allie O'Neill.
Thank you, Allie. Hey, doesn't that technically qualify as a NewsBrake nifty tip? I think it does. Run that stinger. Nifty. I give out ketchup packets for Halloween. The kids love it. Kentucky bourbon company Heaven Hill plans to replace its striking unionized employees with new and presumably non-union employees. It will also release a new drink called Bourbon on the Rocks with Scabs. Yum. Washington State University fired football coach Nick Rolovich because he refused to get the COVID-19 vaccine. He's already applied for the head coaching job at Trump University. Music festival Coachella no longer requires its attendees to have the COVID-19 vaccine. Attendees will, however, still be required to be young, rich, and entitled little shits. The city of Christchurch, New Zealand has fired their wizard, who has been on their payroll since 1998. As the result of his termination, the wizard has turned the Christchurch City Council into toads. Howie Mandel is doing well. There's a bonus rhyme. After fainting at a Los Angeles area Starbucks last Wednesday. The AGT host passed out after seeing what Starbucks charges for a cup of coffee. Hugh Hefner's ex-girlfriend, Bridget Marquardt, claims that the Playboy Mansion is haunted by ghosts. Well, of course it is. What else could possibly explain all the white goo? Attention, unemployed European hoodie wearers. Facebook is looking to hire 1,000 people in Europe to help create a metaverse. What is a metaverse, you may ask? It's a safe place Mark Zuckerberg can go to where he doesn't face questions about his social media site promoting hate speech. Sonoma County Animal Rescue discovered nearly 100 rattlesnakes under a North Bay, California home. The elderly resident of the home said she just thought her neighbors were in a mariachi band. The snakes have been classified as refugees with squatters' rights and will not be asked to pay back rent. A teen from Liberia is being called a hero for finding $50,000 and returning it to its rightful owner. That Nigerian prince who's been promising me untold riches for years could really take a lesson. 7-Eleven is under fire for breaching privacy laws by gathering customer data without consent. This is bad news for people who use the online verification question, how many hot dogs do you eat at 2 a.m.? For me, it's 5. The Florida man who captured an alligator in his trash can 2 weeks ago shared a video of him removing a large snake from his home. 2 weeks from now, he plans to wrestle a snapping turtle in his garage. And that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxel. Say hi to your mom for me. She's going to wrestle me in my garage later.
I tell you what, I would like to learn it. You see that? They'll come again.